You only get one life, so it's important to make the most of it. Is it possible to achieve both happiness and success in life? I've been thinking about this for 20 years. And I know that being busy isn't the answer. So how does life work? There are 10 components that make up a successful life. They all fit together, so if one of the parts is weak, then everything slows down. The objective is to enjoy and achieve as much as you can. Live your maximum life.
So welcome to video 11, and this one is about knowing yourself and being yourself. If you're going to be as successful as possible in your life, if you're going to lead a brilliant life, you've got to be yourself. If you're not yourself, then you're hiding bits and you're switching off bits and you're going to diminish yourself. You can only diminish yourself if you're not the full you. And there's a theory about this that I really like called the Johari window. It's called Johari because it was invented by two guys called Joe and Harry, and they just made it sound mystical and Eastern and called it the Johari window. And I just want to explain that to you now. Now, the first thing is, apparently we all have a blind spot. There are things that other people know about us that we don't know about ourselves. And the question is, do you want to know what's in your blind spot? If I said, I've researched you, I've asked all your friends about you, and I now know all about what they think of you, would you like to know what's in your blind spot? And if you think about it, there'll be some good things in your blind spot, which would be nice to know about and useful to know about. You may even have skills and abilities that you don't realize. There'll probably be some bad things in your blind spot as well. Do you want to know about those? And I would say, yes, actually, you should want to know about those because you can do something about those. So if your friends think that you talk too much, let's say, I think it'd be useful to know about that and do something about it. So the first thing is to explore your blind spot by getting feedback from people, asking them, how could I be better? The second part of the Johari window is the things that you know about yourself, but other people don't know. And this is your facade, the things that you hide behind your facade. So, maybe you get incredibly angry with people, but you don't tell them, you keep it behind your facade. Or maybe you're terrified of something, meetings make you really nervous or something like that, and you keep it behind your facade. Should you keep things behind your facade? And according to Joe Luft and Harry Ingham, you shouldn't. They say that you should minimize your facade. The most effective people have a minimal facade. And if you think about it, if you've got good things behind your facade, then why? That's just ridiculous. They should be out there. If you've got bad things behind your facade, really you should try to get rid of those bad things. Get rid of the anger or the fear or whatever that might be. And in fact, I'm going to come to negative emotions later in this program. So ideally, you'd have nothing behind your facade and you would just be the real you. You would have the courage to just be you. Now, what would happen if nobody had a facade, if everybody said what they really thought? And obviously, we can't go around just being rude to people. But there is somewhere where nobody has a facade. And it's a country called Norway. And I know a bit about Norway because I'm half Norwegian. My mum's from Norway. She has no facade. She says whatever she thinks. And that's kind of what Norway is like. People say what they think. And it's great. It works really well. If somebody doesn't like the sweater you're wearing, they'll just say, I don't like that sweater. So the great thing is you can't have a blind spot if you're in Norway. You'll know. And if everybody hates your sweater, you can then make a decision. You can either say, well, I'm still going to wear it, or okay, I won't wear it. But everybody knows where they stand. And actually, that's rather brilliant. And the Norwegians think the British are hilarious because they have such big facades and such big blind spots. So I think it is possible to live a life where you're pretty much yourself. And that's worth thinking about. And of course, if you reduce your facade, what will happen is probably you'll reduce your blind spot as well. So try to live a life where you are the real you. Now, everything that you know and other people know is just out there. Everybody can see it. And that's known as the arena in this theory. So let's suppose I'm very good at detail, everybody else knows I'm good at detail, then that's in the arena, and that's great because I can make sure I focus on that and they can give me that kind of work and it's good. The problem happens when they don't realise or I don't realise. So the more things that are in the arena, the better. And of course, if there are bad things, so let's say I've got a very short temper, but I know and everybody else knows, then we can work around that. So we can use my good things, we can work around my bad things. So the more that's in the arena, the better. We don't want things hidden away in blind spots and facades. And if you explore your blind spot by asking for feedback, and if you reduce your facade by being more open, what will happen is that you will explore into the area that you don't know about and nobody else knows about. Now, what's in there? Is there any part of you that you don't know about and also nobody else knows about? And the answer is yes. It's your unexplored potential. This is you as an astronaut, or you as President of the United States, or something. You don't think you can do it. Nobody else thinks you can do it. But actually, you can do it. And so the idea is that by reducing your blind spot on your facade, you will inevitably move into the unexplored area and discover new things that you didn't realize you could do. But it does take a bit of courage. It takes courage to reduce your blind spot and ask for feedback, and it takes courage to reduce your facade and to reveal the real you. But you must have this courage, you must take courage, because in the end, that's the best you that you can be. You can only diminish yourself by not being the real you. So I'd just like you to think about that a little bit now, and to think, how can I reduce my blind spot? What sort of feedback could I get and who from? And also, what are you going to reveal? And when? How are you going to reduce your facade? And when are you going to do that?
Live your maximum life.